aka Link 215, Link Philly, here with a great friend of mine.
It's Astronaut H, man. You know what we here to do. Let's get right into this work.
Saved by the Bliss, episode 4.
Episode 4.
I'm leaping to, what was it?
Leaping to conclusions.
Yes, leaping to conclusions.
Tongue tied.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we're going to just hurry up and talk about the episode, then talk about what we felt about the episode and the storyline.
No problem.
I've seen the first couple episodes already. Episode 4, let's get into it. So it starts off with Bliss in a classroom. I was kind of deceived at this point because they're talking about the Civil War, and
right,
watch a tape about the Civil War, and the tape came in straight. I don't know how that's possible, but the tape.
Well, she said the
VCR messed the tape up
because the VCR messed the tape up.
Yeah,
Zach was like, "Yeah, we gonna watch it."
Yeah, exactly. So like, you know, anybody young watching this, you probably never had a VHS.
Yes, they don't know what that is.
We had that age now. Your VCR can eat your VHS, and then that happened to me before. So that it's nutty.
Yes.
So you know, Zach Morris, his proper name for this episode. Zach Morris was like, yeah, man, we can't watch the video. Then I mean, we ain't gotta really do no work. So basically, showing how VCR messed up. And then she was talking about Civil War, showing like the South and the North went to pull down the map. That broke up in the last video. My bad. Pull down the map and ripped the map in half. Right?
Confusion.
Exactly.
A little confusion.
Yeah, I was leaping to confusion in that episode. So so she pulled down the map and the map rips in half. So now you see that her VCR ate the tape. The map is destroyed. So it's setting up her conflict for her part of the episode.
Right.
There. So I think it goes right into her going in the office with the
She goes into the office.
I keep forgetting the music teacher's name. Are they saying her name?
With the art teacher. They said, listen, in this episode, the funny thing about this episode, they actually said both their first names.
Yeah, I keep hearing her first name sometimes. But
Karen is Miss Bliss.
Yeah, Karen Bliss.
And I want to say I'm not going to say Santiago, but it was something along those lines.
Leave that alone, brother.
For the music teacher.
Yeah, so they basically was coming at Belding about, we need supplies.
They want supplies. Right? We need supplies.
The art teacher, it was more like she has no supplies.
Right.
She teaches art. So I guess they wanted a certain type of paint. And he's
acrylics.
Yeah, he started saying, well, these great artists didn't have that type of paint.
Yeah, he started naming all these artists. That don't matter right now.
Yeah, but then it's like, but it seems like she had no paint, the other type of paint either. She's like, yo, but I ain't got nothing. He like, yeah, well, work with it. So Bliss saying the same thing, yo, we need this, we need that, and he just like, whatever, signed the forms, whatever.
Yeah, requisition forms.
Forms that she had to do the last episode.
Right. He's like, they work. He was like, use them, they work.
Yeah, so I was like, man, get out of here, right? So she's leaving. He goes in her mailbox to hand her mail. Right. And then I guess she left, so he started to read what is the address?
He looked at a letter. He looked at the letter.
And one says Trump Hill Academy.
Yeah.
And apparently Trump Hill Academy stole 2 of their teachers last year, and they gunning for Bliss. You know, and Belding like, nah.
So Mr. Belding's in Mr. Belding's defense, that was not his intentions to read her mail.
He didn't.
But he did.
He didn't read the mail. To be fair, too. He went to hand it to her and just saw who was addressed to. He didn't open it up.
Right.
So he like, all right, cool. I lost 2 of my teachers last year. I'm not gonna lose her. And you know, that's real, but that's real work though. He's like, so his episode is try to woo her for her to stay at I don't know the name of the school.
They really don't talk about the name of the school.
It's in Indianapolis though. Indianapolis Bayside.
It's not Bayside. That's all we know right now. That's what we know.
Yeah. So after that, it goes right into, I guess, the chunk of the episode, the other storyline goes right into science class. And then you see they have to dissect the frog. It's dissecting day. It's about to come up soon, probably like 2-3 days.
About to come up, yeah.
And everybody's all happy, right? There's only 2 people who are not quite happy. Lisa, who just don't want to do it, but she would do it. But then Nikki, you can see that her morals is in check here. She like, this is not my wave. This is not I think you should do. And
do we really have to do it?
Exactly. And he would have been like, yeah, you got to do it as a part of your grade. but you can see her wheels are turning. Like, what can I do to get out of this? And this is basically the two major storylines. Now it's Nikki and these frogs, and it's actually I guess it's three, right? Nikki and his frogs, Belding trying to keep Bliss, and the teachers need their supplies.
Well, they really don't dive into the whole, supply teachers thing? With the
because it's based on Belding.
They don't go heavy. No. They don't go heavy, but since Miss Bliss is a part of that, it makes it seem like it is a big chunk of the story of the episode, though.
Yeah. So going into the next scene, they're all listening to lunchroom, having lunch and everything. And here comes Belding walking in with a globe.
Right.
First off, in front of everybody. So the teachers is like, wow, how'd she get that globe? And he like,
it was more or less why is Belding doing this? That's how the teachers felt. Like, why is he doing this? And Miss Bliss was like, oh, he's up to something.
Yeah, because the other one's like, you must have something on him. Like, why would he do that? And it's like, they don't know. Yeah. So right after the teachers go through that, like, Belding must be up to something. We go to something that has really nothing to do with the storyline, but fire portion of the show. Mikey and Zach talking to Lisa because she's almost a woman, the closest thing to one. What things you should say? Yeah, what things like a man should say to a woman? And Mikey hit him like, look, I think approaching a woman, letting them know you got a lot of money might be the wave. And Lisa like, that's a good start. And then Zach, not trash Moritz's episode, but it shows a little bit of his mental though. He like, no, of course. You should. How you say it? Like sincerity.
Oh, like, he said you should open up your heart with sincerity. Yeah. And tell her the biggest lie you can think of.
And then Lisa didn't go like, what? She went, yeah, that's good. So it's like this is the mindset. You like the kids, all that at this age. Yeah. And that's when Nikki come up and basically, look, I got this petition, guys. Can y'all sign it? Because we shouldn't be killing frogs for senseless like dissection. And they all kind of, I ain't gonna say call her out, but they all like, was actors like, well, it seems like you're just scared to cut them open. Like you gonna lose your lunch. So like, but if you want to like cut costs, I'll cover for you. We all cover for you. It's like, yeah, look, we got you, but we're not gonna sign no paper because we want to do the dissection.
Well, because she was like, don't you feel some type of way about cutting open living things? He was like, "Who cares about frogs? Yeah. They give us warts." Like
exactly. Like so,
it was basically so adamant about doing the dissection. Everyone in that situation, even Mikey was like, "You know what, Nikki?" And she turned around like he was being sincere. He was like, "Give me your frog."
Exactly. Just, if you don't want to do it, cool. But can I have your frog? Yeah. So
can I have yours then?
So eventually, she talks to Miss Bliss about her conflict, and then Miss Bliss goes to the science teacher to try to, I guess, talk. I don't know, really to see can she be excused from it, because she wasn't trying to stop everybody from doing it. It's more like, hey, and he was saying, look, it's a student every year who goes through this. Yeah, I mean, like she get over it. Like she's a smart student. She's good. And and then they had a little joke there. We said, you don't think when I was a kid and I saw that cold dead frog and I had to dissect it and go, you think I didn't feel a certain way? And she said, no, you probably didn't. He said, yeah, I didn't. I like that shit. That's my way, bro.
Miss Bliss and the science teacher was talking, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Miss Bliss came to talk to back to Nikki about it.
Did she?
Yeah, because she asked her, what would you do? And she said, I will follow my conscience and my heart. Your
conscience. Yeah, and that went left. Yeah. When she was telling Nikki, I can't really tell you what to do, but following what you believe in. And somehow that led to her stealing the frogs, because it wasn't really about
that led to her
dissecting the frog. Because she's saying like it was the morals behind why she didn't want to do it, because you feel like you shouldn't cut open an animal for no reason.
A living thing. Yeah,
exactly. So therefore, she just stole them. And so when she stole them, they didn't show her like leave out the place with them. And then Mr. Belding, next day, Mr. Belding hits Miss Bliss up. Or it could be the same day. Belding
next day.
Bliss up and say, hey, we need to see you in the office. Bliss go in the office. And you got the science teacher, Mr. Belding, and you have Nikki. And apparently Nikki has stolen the frogs and she let them out to the wild where they belong. And now
how we gonna do the dissection with no frogs?
Exactly. Now they talk. I guess they asked Miss Bliss, was it her idea? Because Nikki is kind of saying, and she's saying it's wrong, but she's blatantly blaming oh, well, Bliss said I could do it. She's like, well, I didn't say you can steal the frogs.
Yeah, it's like she gave her the idea. Basically.
Yeah, only thing I said is follow your content. And the way you was talking is you didn't want to do the dissection. You would take an F for it, not you was going to steal the frog. Oh yeah, before I went into that, I should bring up when she had to leave the class to go to the principal office, she left Zach in charge where they was taking a test. You know, and it is I just want to bring this up. Part of his part of his character. Zach is Zach Morris, right? Mr. Trash Morris, who wants to do anything and run roughshod. He's in charge, right? So Mikey want to get an answer off somebody's test and everything. You think it's Zach? He'd be like, yeah, bro, tell us all the answer. Nah, now Zach want to be a stickler because he has the power. You know what I mean? Zach like, oh, are you can't be asking for questions.
You can't be asking questions.
And I think he came at Screech too, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he said Screech linked over to look at somebody's paper. He's like, I hope that's perfume you're smelling.
Yeah, exactly. Just fried over there. You know, then Lisa had the air and she's like, didn't we learn about you last week? Benedict Arnold. He's like, oh, Lisa, name calling. Yeah, and then the bell rang and everything. They got up and left. He was like, oh, I didn't dismiss you. Like, what?
I didn't dismiss you.
Yeah, so that was
put this on your permanent record.
Yeah, and his face was serious. He wasn't joking. Like, so he's like, Zach shows his true nature. Like, he cares about power. It's not about him just being bad. It's him having the control. So that was a little interesting and everything. So yeah, back to her blaming Miss Bliss about the frogs, and they basically like, all right, what's the punishment? They look at Belding, the principal, right, who's been stern these first 3 episodes, and he just goes super light. He goes light. He like, oh yeah, I think he said apologize or something like that, or something like that. And then
he was like, Nikki, I think he said, Nikki, don't do it again.
Yeah.
Or don't let it happen again.
Yeah, something like that. And Nikki was ready to rise. She had her fist up in the air. She she protested and everything. Like, whatever you gotta do, whatever you gotta do, I'm taking it. And then even the principal, even the science teacher was like, come on, you ain't gonna get rid of something heavy.
That was too soft.
That's what he just said, and don't. That's what he probably said, don't do it again. And Eva Bliss was like, well, that was odd and everything. And I think that really hurt Nikki. She was confused. Because she felt like I'm trying to stand up for something.
Situation. But Belden also
nobody cares.
He let Miss Bliss know in that situation. He said, I wasn't too hard on her now, was I?
Yeah, because for some reason
he want to get on her good side.
Yeah, because he might feel like maybe it was Bliss' idea to a certain degree, because she said it was Bliss' idea. And he probably I don't want to punish.
Belden doesn't want Miss Bliss
to be upset. Yeah,
he don't want Miss Bliss to be, because he still has an inkling that she's leaving
exactly
for another school.
So Nikki connected to you, I'm not,
because he already said because Belden already said in the lunchroom, I'm on your side.
Yeah,
whatever you need, I'm here.
Exactly. So now it goes to I forgot her first name again, but Bliss is talking to the art teacher, art/music teacher, and here's Milo comes in with a new TV, or at least a VCR. It could have been an old TV,
VCR,
but fresh new VCR. And then Archie's like, this is crazy, yo. You getting all of this special treatment. What you got, naked pictures of them or something? Like, she just like, there's no way. There's no way. And then she said,
I asked for a field trip to the ballet, and Belding told us to listen to it on the radio.
Yeah, bars. Like, then it's like, she said, look, I ain't taking no more gifts until I figure this out. That he comes in with the encyclopedia. She's like, well, after today.
Yeah, after tomorrow, after today.
Okay, yeah, so it goes into Nikki in the hallway, talking to Zach and them about, I guess, her decision why. Because they was like, oh, you letting the frogs free? That was crazy. We wanted to do our dissection. And she was trying to be righteous. Like, why don't y'all really care? And nobody really was on our side. Even like Mikey, you just started talking about, lettuce is alive too.
Yeah.
Won't you go in the cafeteria and free all the lettuce?
Yeah.
And then the one person, since we know the show already, like you said in the previous episode of this, we already know the character. So she's like, come on, Screech. You're thinking Screech would be the one. And he even said, like, weigh out your friendship and weigh out, the insides or something weird, goofy like that.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so that really hurt her. She saw Lisa and she probably like, Philly, somebody who understands me. Did you want to do it? No, I didn't want to dissect the frog. Did you care that I threw the frogs away? No, I didn't care. No. If they asked you, you have to dissect it or felt it. Oh no, pass me the scalpel.
Pass me the scalpel.
I got a pass, pimp. Like it's not. I just don't want to do it because I got my nails done. Like I don't. I don't. It's not no righteous thing about it. Like
right.
So I think she really felt alone at that time. Like nobody truly understands her. So she meets up with Miss Bliss at home.
Yeah, she goes to her house. Yeah.
You're really concerned. But then Bliss, hey, I got this
disc. I got this program.
Yeah, program for computer. So you won't have to do it.
Yeah. She was like, what about the other students? She was like, Nikki, that's the thing. She was like, you so concerned with everybody else. Yeah. Think about just you for a second. You won't have to cut
because you don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it, right?
You can't force them and this and this. But you can see that really wasn't good enough for her. It really
wasn't good enough, right?
Her dissecting the frogs. It was that the frogs are getting dissected in the first place.
Period. Yeah.
And she tried to talk to Ray. They talked to you about how we came a long way because we dissected animals. We cut them open. We found out some things to help us out. And she said, "Yeah, I learned that, but still, like that doesn't. We're not doing that. We're not working on brain surgery. We just in high school cutting up frogs. Like it's not nothing deeper." So you could tell that really bothered her. And then the next scene, that's when we find out. Well, Belding finds out the truth because she approaches Belding. Man, what's up with all these gifts?
What's going on? Yeah,
like, no, I'm here for you. She's like, no, these gifts comes with strings.
Right.
That's what he basically said. Like, look, I don't want you to go, bro. I don't want you to go. I need you here, Bliss. I need you with me. What you talking about? I know you. I know you going. Are they trying to woo you to the next school?
Yeah.
Like, what school? Like, and I'm confused why she just had play along with this. But she was like, nah, then why do you think it was like, you read my mail? She got mad about that. So why didn't you think that it was a letter from somebody just writing here? Even though that is odd, though. But like, they could have had it. Yeah, they are trying to woo me, but I never thought about leaving.
Right.
It probably would have been better. At least he wouldn't just feel like dumb. But he was like a real man on the low. He was like a real man right here. Like, you probably were like, where you going with this? Like, him showering you with gifts because he felt he was going to lose you or felt like he had to do something to keep you. That's a real thing to do. And then when you find out that really wasn't the case, when he decided to do it afterwards was such a real man thing to do. He's like, oh, in that case, then we're going to split everything I got for you. We need to split that around the school. Because now it's like, oh, you're not leaving? Then all right, go to every teacher and tell them to choose one thing
what they need.
Because we're not going to I'm not showering you.
Well, even before they got to that point.
Yeah, I just want to say like the end of that.
Yeah, Miss Bliss.
Bliss
talk to the science because then because Milo came in was like, listen, the science teacher in there, he's hopping mad.
Yeah, again.
Segue into Nikki let the frogs go. Stole the frogs and wanted to release them again.
Exactly. Now she changed her mind at the last second to a certain degree. Yeah. Because the conversation she shared with Miss Bliss on the couch. Yeah. You can't control what other because and then Nikki says that. She says, like, I notice I can't tell people what to do. I'll be no better than them try to tell me what to do. So she says she released her frog. So she still stole again for school property.
She stole them.
Exactly. But they let that slide. Okay, because she brought the majority of the frogs back. And then he said, well, I want to fail you. And that's where she's like, no, but I got this computer program.
Right.
And I think that was it for her storyline, right? She gave her the computer program and then whatever.
She gave him the computer program and Milo brought in the globe, the TV.
Yeah, and that's when like Belding was like, you have anything on this table. And when he looked at the globe,
Miss Bliss was like, those are my things. He said, was. He said, was.
Exactly. Yeah, because that was the real thing to do. Because that's what I would have done. I'd be like, oh, so it's like when you help somebody and then you find out they didn't need help.
Right.
You feel a little different after that. You be like, oh, you know what? Like, he don't know how to work on cars that much. He don't got that much money. I know cars. Let me fix it. And kind of find out, like, no, he had a lot of money. He knows a lot of, like, yo, why you just let me do all that free labor?
Right.
Like, bro, come on. It's like, so he felt like I did a lot. And she went crazy for the globe. Like, he can't have a globe and all that. That was a funny thing because she threatened to kill him.
Yeah, she said, you touch that globe, you're gonna be the topic of my next history lesson.
Exactly. So she came at him on that one. But that was the end of the episode.
That was the end of the episode. That's how they ended it.
Yeah, so let's talk about some Storylines, who was the best person in this episode. So the major storyline was Nikki and what would the second one be? Is it Belding trying to woo?
Yeah, it's basically Miss Bliss, Nikki, and Mr. Belding.
Yeah, you know me, Trash Morris, Zach Morris, episode 4 took a back seat. So this was really Nikki. Nikki heavy episode. So you learn a lot about her personality. But let's talk about the Nikki story first, since it was like the biggest thing.
Okay.
Her being like a animal activist, and her decisions. How do you feel like? I don't know, to showcase more her personality. Do you think this was a good thing? Did you find out more about Nikki in this episode?
I'm gonna be honest. This episode for me was a dud.
It was too. Yeah.
It was a dud. I give it a strong. I'm gonna get right to it. I'm gonna give it a strong C-. I understand the story, the plot, and where they were going with it. Like, but as far as like me enjoying the episode, it wasn't better than the previous episode. It wasn't better than the stocks episode. So for me, this episode is a C-. Nikki's performance in the episode,
she's okay.
It was okay. It wasn't. I mean, it was the story of the episode, but it wasn't like that captivating to make me like, oh yeah, I like that episode. Let me go back and tune into it again. Yeah. So overall, a C. C-.
Okay. And I guess the Belding and Bliss storyline.
Now that was more intriguing. Because it was like it had a little more substance for me.
Yeah.
So I say, but again, the overall episode, like a C. That story in itself, for me, is like a B.
Okay. No, I give you that. I kind of agree with you. I just want to echo everything you said. I feel like Nikki, I think it was important to show like how much she cares, like, because I don't know what's going to play out in the next episodes. It might.
Very true.
That makes sense. Nikki already showed how much she cares.
But we saw that about in the last episode because she was talking about saving the wells and all of that. So
yeah, so they're consistent with that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the teachers and the principal, I felt like Belding seeing the letter was cool. I'm upset that the letter wasn't a real letter.
Well, Miss Bliss said,
she didn't even open it yet, but she's saying why didn't you think Belding, it was
did you even think it was a? Did you see the return address? She's like, did you even think that it was one of the teachers that left writing me?
Yeah, and that was like, but I like the idea that he was trying to war. It could have been like, no, that's true. They did approach me, but I'm not leaving the school. Like, I did too much work here. And then he could be like, oh, if you're not leaving, and he still could try to shift the stuff off. But it was like, oh, it was just a misunderstanding. I didn't really like that at the end. I feel like they could have made it. Yeah, she's such a great teacher. She is trying to get, the people are trying to like take her off the school and everything. But I thought it was okay. I give it a C, me overall as well. Because the best parts of the episode to me wasn't based on the story.
Yeah.
So the best part,
a lot of memorable moments of the episode had nothing to do with the story for me.
Yeah, because my favorite part is when they talk about
at the lunch table.
Yeah, what you do when you meet a lady and everything.
And the funny thing is like the scene where Zach was in the classroom and the scene where Zach was they were sitting at the lunch table are like two of the most memorable moments of the episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with the story. So to me,
it had nothing to do with the story.
It wasn't a great episode, definitely compared to the first 3 we seen.
Yeah, I would say out of the first 4,
it's the weakest one.
They 2 for 4 right now with me. They 2 for 4.
2 for 4. So you didn't rock with the Lisa and Screech episode. It's not the first one. The first one
the love connection
episode? Love letter. Yeah, you don't like the
love letter episode. That was okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that episode and the stocks episode. The pilot was.
You don't like the first episode?
Hard. The pilot was hard.
Or was the pilot better than this episode?
The pilot was better than this episode, but they still 2 for 4 though. They 2 for 4.
All right.
2 for 4. They're not. It's not 2 for 4 is not a bad thing.
No, they 500. You said they 500 right now.
Yeah, that's 50%.
They 500. How many episodes in
it's 13.
Say about a Bliss? 13. So it's a 13 season. So now, all right.
13 episodes in this season.
So it's 13 records. Like 13 teams they going against. We're gonna do the record at the end. But right now they 500. Right now they 500. That's what you say.
Or in my book, they 500.
Yeah, we're going by.
I don't know about you.
They 3-1. They 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
The first episode was cool. First was cool because like you saw Trash Moore saw compounding lies
that
right
was the
away.
Introduction.
Yeah, that's why it was cool. Yeah, I mean, you saw.
Listen,
but I felt like it was a really good introduction. Unless you could compare it to another episode that's similar that had a better introduction.
I would take this episode and the Stocks episode over the first 2 episodes.
Well,
they're back. I mean, not this episode,
the last
but
2.
I would take
Love Letter
3,
and Wall Street.
Take episode 3 and episode 2.
Yeah, Love Letter and Wall
over
Street.
Over episode 1 and 4. Yeah.
Yeah, if you do it, which one is the best 2 versus the worst 2? Yeah. But if somebody said
that's how you're supposed to do it. Like
no,
you only see 4 episodes.
Bro, it's like what you enjoy the most. Like, all right, but you said you only felt like you enjoyed 2.
Listen. Link,
no, I agree with you. I'm just saying you feel like you only really enjoyed 2. One probably was tolerable, and the other one you didn't like.
I didn't like this last episode at all.
Yeah,
like, it was okay, but if you was to tell me like if I was all right, let's say I'm flicking through the channels and that just happened to pop on, and that's the episode, I'm changing the channel.
Yeah,
I'm changing the channel.
Oh shoot, say about the belt. Oh no, this is the Nikki episode.
No, I don't like this episode. Like, and the funny thing is, I would still probably watch it just so I could see the parts where Zach was on his shit.
Yeah. So we both agree that the episode wasn't up to par. But I am curious, and I do want to keep a record, and we should do this like for every other season. Like,
all right, no problem.
Yeah, because that's how you do who got to win a season or not. We could just play around with that. That'd be fire. So right now for you, they're 500. I think they're 3-1. So let's see how far they go.
Yeah.
Anything you got to say before we close out?
This episode was horrible.
Yeah, you know what? I should talk about the I should talk about the contradictions a little, because all right, so she had a conflict that she didn't want to cut up the frogs. All right, that's possible. Like the science teacher said, somebody do this every year. They like, I don't want to do it. So her solution was to steal the frogs. All right, that's school property. Let's not act like it's not. You stole school property.
Well, at the same we can't. I know where you're going with that, but at the same time, let's not forget this is a TV show.
No,
we cannot.
Bro. Mr.
Don't
Feeney,
cross the lines of reality,
Mr.
man.
Feeney would have snapped on Corey if he would have done that.
Well, listen, we can't cross the lines of reality.
Mr. Feeney would have killed Sean. Mr. Feeney would have killed Sean Hunter if he would have tried that shit. Feeney would have played around like that. Feeney,
reality.
Bro, Feeney ain't reality. Feeney ain't reality.
But you got to remember, Link, Boy Meets World is the 90s.
Nah, bro, this is 90s.
The 90s. You got to remember in the 90s.
It's like 89, bro.
This 88, bro. This 88. This 88,
bro. It don't matter. Yo, nah.
You gotta remember.
I'm not letting it slide. You said this episode was trash already. Let me spit my round.
Let me say this. I want to say this though. I just want to say you got to remember as time went along with TV shows, they started touching on more reality-based things going on in TV. They used to blur the lines back in the day. They just used to do whatever.
The last episode was about Wall Street. Like I said, like she stole school property. All right, whatever. But then she felt like she never talked to her parents, who she should have been talking to, about me failing a class. Not like it felt like they should have definitely. Even you admit when she went to our house, that at least they should have introduced her.
Yes,
at least saying, yo, I talked to my mom and dad. They really don't agree with, like throwing that line in there. I talked to them. They don't want to listen.
Blame the writers for that.
Yeah, I blame the writers for everything. Like I blame the writers for everything. But it's like when she stole it again, she still stole them. She brought all of them back except for one. And at this time now, Belding is not wooing. Because the reason why they didn't punish her, the storyline was because he wanted to be nice to Miss Bliss.
Right.
So now she did it again. And he no longer has to woo Miss Bliss. It should have been like, hey, look, you're gonna fail this class because we failed Zach for getting somebody to write his paper, and we gave Samuel that barely passed because he wrote somebody else's paper. So you stole, and this is storyline in their show. We already punished kids for writing papers. You stole twice. You don't get a chance to pass this. Come on, I can't be wrong.
Well, that's why Mr. Belden was nice, because he wanted to be on Mrs. Bliss.
But I'm saying how you said you can't compare it to reality. Why compare it to the show they writing? It's their show. They already
that's their fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a bad episode. I'm agreeing to you it's bad. You just like came at me for making it reality. Well, I said no, and I brought up another show. You said, well, it's not the same type of show because I'm like, you're right. So I'm going to compare it to the actual show. They dropped the ball of their own logic. Like, I don't care. It's a kid show. Like, and bad part is they could have just said, look, you failed this. Maybe next time you could, we put this program in for future students. So you did change something. But she got off scot-free.
Well, we don't know we don't know the outcome of what happened in the class, because after they talk. Yeah, after they talk, the episode go off.
If these walls can talk. But again, it wasn't a good episode. I wasn't a fan of it. It didn't make me happy watching it. So this episode, like you said, is a dud. It's not good. So I hope the next episode is better. And I guess we see y'all in the next video. Anything you got to say to the viewers again, except for like this is trash.
You know what they supposed to do, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
If you don't like it too, man. What's up? If you don't like my videos, thumbs it down. Let me know what I'm doing wrong, man. Help me help you. You know what I mean? So I'll catch y'all in the next video.